Edgbaston 2005, obviously pretty gruelling last final session there. Can you tell us a bit about what happened there?
Yeah, it was. Look, it was a lot of fun, even though that we lost the game. To get to that 107 run chase on the second last day, and I think that we fell 2 runs short. Myself and Casper and Warner were very happy where we got to. We probably should have won it, but unfortunately in sport, sometimes things don't always go your way. But a great tournament, a lot of fun, and when you play as a kid, playing in an Ashes tournament, it's what it's about. People often ask me what's your favourite Test series to play, and it's definitely the Ashes, and that '05 Ashes to me is right up there. Even though that we lost the tournament, lost the Ashes, we had a lot of fun with it. It was an unbelievable team environment to be in. We had 2 great sides, up against someone like Kevin Peterson and Andrew Flintoff at the top of their game. It was an absolute pleasure to be a part of it.
Obviously, we're talking about Freddie, that famous moment where he came and consoled you on the ground. How important was that for cricket and I guess for sportsmanship?
Yeah, look, it was incredible to think that how many people have used that now from the the sort of tagline, the spirit of cricket. And I love being a part of that because that's how I've always played and entertained the crowd. I've always got it there 100%, but play fairly and squarely. And unfortunately, as I mentioned before, there has to be a winner, there has to be a loser. And it wasn't us on that particular day, but the way that Freddie came down and consoled me, that was, brilliant moment.
Have you got a prediction for the upcoming series?
Well, if you ask Glenn, he would say 5-0. I think it's going to be a bit of a tighter series than what we first anticipated. I think that England will come pretty hard, obviously playing on their home turf. And through what we've seen over the last 10, 12 years, I think they'll put up a good show. I think Australia will win the series though. You
spent over 2 decades as a professional cricketer. How have you found the transition out of the game so far?
Yeah, look, it's been really good. I guess too, keeping in with Channel 9 commentary and keeping around the game. Even though I've been away from the game technically for 2 months, I've sort of been away from Test cricket for about 5 or 6 years now. So it's good to stay involved. It's great to watch these young guys coming through. Guys like Pat Cummins, guys like Mitchell Marsh that we've seen, Burson's in the last 12, 18 months. It's been really good to watch these guys.
And what's the hardest part of leaving the game for good?
I think you miss the sort of friendship. You miss being on tour, but you've got to know when to walk away. I've definitely made the right call. I haven't missed playing cricket. I've missed, as I mentioned, the sort of change room atmosphere, the going out to dinner with the guys prior to a match, that nervousness in the stomach. So you miss that. But I don't miss waking up every morning, can't get out of bed, I'm sore, got blisters, so that's one part I definitely don't miss. You have to stay involved in the game, I think, and it's also about putting back into the game. I've been really lucky, I've got a lot out of the game in terms of friendship, and I guess where I've been around the world and where cricket's taken me. But as Glenn always says, and the sort of former players, Dennis Seeley, those guys always put back into coaching, those sort of roles, so I definitely want to put back in. But yeah, it's nice to be away from it. It was my time to move on, and that's that was the sort of big call at the end of the game.
And what's on the horizon for Brett Lee?
Lots on. There's heaps of sponsorship work to do. There's a lot of work in India, and there's obviously sort of fair bit of work here in Australia, stuff with Channel 9 as well. So there's heaps on, but days like this is what makes it, I think, where you get to catch up with your mates again. We're doing it for a very special cause.